We start the 8:30 half hour of Sunrise with this news. AOL, we all know, used to be the biggest name in internet service connectivity, right?
Yeah.
Well, this week, the company is making headlines because it's ditching dial-up.
Oh, say it's not so.
Who the heck knew they were even still offering this service, right? Why did they not ditch dial-up 2 decades ago? Some of us may remember the early days of the internet in the 1990s. Yep, that's the noise. Yep, the early days in the 90s, that annoying sound of the dial-up connection. Apparently, as of 2 years ago, only about 1% of U.S. households were still using dial-up for internet service. AOL, by the way, will officially stop offering dial-up at the end of next month. My goodness.
That sound,
Son of a
when I heard that sound, I was like, oh, my sister got on the computer. It was supposed to be my turn.
I literally remember, like, I didn't even have a computer. I didn't have internet service, number one. We didn't have a computer, number two. I had to go to my girlfriend's house in 1998 to put together resumes so that I could send to the likes of Anchorage, Alaska to try to break into this crazy TV business. But I remember, like, you know, turning on her computer and that noise.
Yeah.
And then do you remember also if you only had one telephone line, you had to share the line and somebody would kick you off the phone or kick you off the internet when you picked up the phone?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
My memory tells me that was a pretty brief time. Am I right on that?
With dial-up?
I mean, from when I personally was using it. I don't remember that it went on that long, but I do certainly remember it.
You got a butler soon after that, which is why you
Oh, that's right. I said, Butler.
And his name is Grandpa Kim.
Give me anything here. Yes. Here's a look at our Snook Winds Casino Resort camera link. Say, this guy's pretty, right? We've got some shallow bog nipping all the way down the beach. We've got a marine layer up top. Could be cloudy at the coast all day. I think that's what the odds favor on this Wednesday. 59. You folks will just be in the 60s this afternoon. The rest of us, with the exception, if you get up I-5 north of Vancouver, you get up into Cowlitz County, Kelso, Longview, Castle Rock, that could be a cloudy spot all the way up into Seattle. But from Portland south and off to the east, we'll be enjoying sunshine today. We're at 66 right now. I've got a 76 at noon and 84 at 5 o'clock. So the heat wave is over. 84 would be considered pretty normal for this time of the year. And instead of being around 100 degrees in central and eastern Oregon, temperatures today back down to about 90. Still hot in the August sun, but not a heat wave. 87 in the Dalles at 5 o'clock. You folks were still up to, I think it was 104 degrees yesterday, so big cool down for you. Here's our 7-day. 84 today, 78 tomorrow. And then we'll talk more about this coming up in about 10 minutes. But shower to rain chances beginning Thursday overnight into early Friday morning for Portland. Lingering shower chances Saturday, and then right now Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all back to dry weather. And the temperature forecast, very comfortable. I've got only about 80 to start next week. Here's Chris.
A lot better, for sure. All right, let's get you out the door. We are still in full swing on the roads, and I start off in Clackamas. I-205 southbound, this fender bender, actually maybe more than a fender bender. We saw an ambulance there just a few minutes ago leave the scene. 205 south through Clackamas, though, running really, really thick. That scene is just south of Highway 224. There's a lineup that goes, again, back to Highway 212. So extra time needed this morning to get you from Clackamas to Oregon City. Let's take you back up to Vancouver. The end of the line has worked its way down to the Interstate Bridge, but from there it is a slow slog through North Portland. Right down 21 minutes gets you from Main Street to the Fremont. And last but not least, a quick check of the sunset. You're still looking right into the sunshine at the Sylvan Hill. 22 minutes gets you in from Hillsborough to downtown. Drew, China.
Top story here at 8:30. Police in Washington, D.C. are under federal control after President Trump activated the National Guard there.
Their deployment is an effort to combat violent crime in the city. NBC's Courtney Kuby brings us more.
Hundreds of National Guard troops reporting for duty, awaiting deployment around the nation's capital. Acting on President Trump's orders after he declared a crime emergency, activating 800 Guard members and instituting a 30-day federal takeover of D.C. police, despite police statistics that show violent crime is declining here.
We've been watching members of the D.C. National Guard trickle in one by one all day here at the D.C. Armory. Soon as many as 200 at any time will be in neighborhoods like this, where a defense official tells NBC News they'll be supporting law enforcement with activities like crowd management, perimeter control, and other security assistance.
Most Guard members won't be armed and won't be making arrests, according to the defense official. Instead, their support is intended to free up law enforcement to fight crime. The White House says its push is already well underway.
Last night, approximately 850 officers and agents were surged across the city. They made a total of 23 arrests.
Those arrests include homicide and drug distribution, according to the White House, which also says homeless people could be jailed if they don't comply with efforts to clear encampments. Some Democrats slamming the move as presidential overreach.
This is about the president playing king, trying to be the authoritarian leader, the dictator.
But after meeting with Attorney General Pam Bondi, the city's Democratic mayor striking a cooperative tone.
If and while we have this federal surge, we're going to put those officers to good use.
D.C. residents we spoke to today had mixed reactions.
It's unnecessary and frightening. There's crime in any city, and this is not solving a crime problem.
I don't see the need for it. At the same time, if it makes the streets safer, so be it.
So the last time the National Guard was deployed here in Portland was July of 2020, when the Guard responded to riots downtown.
As troops hit the ground in D.C., residents here are wondering what's to come for the Rose City. So Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us from the newsroom. Corey, what's been the response from Portlanders? Well, Drew, China, we got mixed reaction from residents on whether a National Guard presence is needed in Portland. Many people are also watching how similar action is playing out in other states. Now, back in June, the president federalized the California National Guard, sending troops to L.A. to assist ICE with immigration raids. California's governor sued President Trump in response, challenging the constitutionality of that move. That trial started on Monday. We spoke with people here in favor of and opposed to the use of National Guard locally if crime concerns were to rise.
What he's essentially doing is starting martial law in D.C. I don't think that it's contributing to peace.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that Donald Trump will send troops. I personally wouldn't like it.
They're shooting you, they're stabbing you, they're running you over. So what Trump has done in D.C., if he had to do it to Portland, yeah, I don't see a bad thing about it. I see a good thing about it.
The state leaders are also weighing in. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek tells us President Trump's move in D.C. demonstrates a disregard for the authority of cities and states. China? Thank you, Corey. And we want to let you know that tomorrow the emergency alert system will be tested in Multnomah County. At 2 p.m. tomorrow, you may hear a high-pitched tone and your phone will vibrate. Officials say no action is required. The alert may also extend into Clackamas County.
We're hearing from some local therapists who say they're going to lose some of their clients because of federal cuts to Medicaid. CARE Oregon, we know, already notified Oregon Health Plan members that they can no longer see non-contracted providers. Hillsborough's Core Values Counseling tells us 32 clients may have to find new therapists, even though the office had just gained approval to take out-of-network patients. Dozens, they say, are going to need to switch providers.
The last thing we want to do is let all of these clients go and make them try to find someone in network, which is going to be very difficult because there's 15,000 people now going to be looking for therapists.
CARE Oregon says changes are needed to reduce costs after Congress passed Medicaid cuts through the president's Big Beautiful Bill. Core Values in Hillsborough says they did ask the Oregon Health Plan to approve them as in-network providers by the October 1st deadline.
A federal appeals court has ruled that Oregon's foster care settlement must apply to all children in state custody. So this means that the decision expands the definition of child in care to include minors still living with their parents or in trial home visits. The 2019 class action claimed that the state traumatized children by moving them between foster homes, motels, and psychiatric facilities. A 2024 settlement excluded children who were in the legal care of ODHS but were placed in their parents' home. But the appeals court says that they now fall under the agreement.
All right, let's talk about the city of Tacoma here, because the city is rolling out new AI-equipped smart cameras to help people recycle the right way. Here's how it all works. The cameras are going to be set up inside recycling bins, and apparently if they spot something that doesn't belong in there, the owner of the bin will get a postcard in the mail letting them know they stink at recycling. Actually, it says that they're going to let them know what can actually be recycled and what can't be recycled. A recent audit found that more than 20% of what gets picked up in Tacoma's recycling trucks shouldn't be there.
We're constantly trying to educate residents on how to be better recyclers, because that reduces our overall contamination with our processors, so the garbage going into the recycling, which if we can reduce that, we can help to reduce our overall cost to recycle in Tacoma.
The new program is funded by a $1.8 million federal grant from the EPA.
All right, and with that, we will pick it up with the traffic report. Nothing recycled about this. It's new and hot and fresh, made from scratch every second we come on the air with this traffic report. We'll start off on the east side. I-205 southbound, running a little thick here now because of this earlier crash in the Clackamas area. It's over in the shoulder, but obviously right now we're still puttering along from Highway 224 down to, well, basically the Oregon City Westland area. This is great news. The end of the line here on the Banfield has worked its way in from I-205. So we're seeing some improvement on that side of town. The Sunset still needs some help. There you go. All three lanes puttering along a little bit coming down the hill from Sylvan. And last but not least, there's a look at the I-5 drive near Capitol Highway. Your roll into downtown northbound is still a little thick. 31 minutes gets you in from Wilsonville. China?
Thank you, Chris. Next on Sunrise, we are still talking about Labubus still, because these little guys are the latest target for retail theft, with some stores losing tens of thousands of dollars. Stay with us.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, it seems like to me that we have had a lot of stories in the news lately about those viral toys known as Labubus.
Then they're hideous. The quirky collectibles are now prompting a crime wave. NBC's Camila Bernal has that story.
Furry bodies, wide eyes, and a toothy grin, reselling for hundreds of dollars, and now a very obvious target.
My Labubu got stolen.
Someone stole my Labubu. Labubu, the summer's most sought-after toy, at the center of a crime wave. In Southern California, the thefts amount to tens of thousands of dollars. The latest in Chino, valued at approximately 30 grand. Police say they recovered 14 boxes of stolen merchandise that were soon to be resold and shipped all over the U.S. In La Puente, it was all caught on camera. The theft here also amounted to about $30,000 because while these Labubus can sell for as little as $30, they're hard to find and widely resold for much, much more.
The fact that, some people think that, hey, it's just Labubus. No, it's more. It's organized retail theft.
Connie Zuniga has spent over $5,000 amassing her collection, taking measures to deter thieves.
You get these they're like little locks with a screw. So I will clip both of them on my purse. So that way they have a double lock. It's very sad because it kind of feels like they're taking a piece of a happiness, a moment, a memory.
While the toys may be cute, the sheriff's department says they take the thefts seriously. Camila Bernal, NBC News, La Puente, California.
$5,000 on demonic-looking Beanie Babies. I think she needs to focus on her 401k.
When's the last time we mentioned the word Labubu? It will be 2 months from now, 3. At some point, it will go away.
Yeah.
But right now, it's like the big thing.
Oh, and by the way, I learned this because I was curious. $170,000 is the most expensive one that was sold. It was like a life-size PVC version. $170,000 for that thing.
A life-size version though? It was like,
Yeah.
like 6 feet tall? Or maybe 5, I don't know, whatever it is.
5 something probably.
Jeez.
Yeah. Blah.
For $170,000, if you want, you could buy me. Just saying.
Whoa.
What do you do, Rod?
Yeah, you're right. I don't do much. All right, maybe it's not a very good value. All right, here's our reserve. Here's a golf club in Aloha. We have clear skies. We've got, looks like some crews out there working on the greens. Going to be a much more comfortable day to be playing and working. If you are just getting up and joining us, the 3-day heat wave is over. All heat alerts for Oregon and Washington have been canceled. And while it's not going to be what I would say cool today, it's still going to be a warm August afternoon, but we're talking about typical 80s here in the Willamette Valley and up to about 90 degrees in central and eastern Oregon. So back down to where the climate book says that we would more typically be. 66, certainly a nice morning, and it will be comfortable all the way through your noon hour. We'll still be in the 70s at noon today, so a lot of comfortable time yet to come. 63 up in Seattle. We do have some clouds between Kelso, Longview, and Seattle, and it is cloudy along the coast this morning. The rest of us are pretty much clear, and it's 80 in Pendleton, and it's 80 in Wenatchee. Both cities will get up to 90 or so today. Easily. Here's a look at our forecast map on Futurecast, 10 o'clock this morning, highlighting the clouds from about Longview and then along the coast that, especially at the beach, may be there all day today. The rest of us will get a good bit of sunshine. Here is tomorrow. We get some cloudiness in the morning. It'll be a cooler day, so today down 84. Tomorrow maybe we stay in the upper 70s for Portland. And then here is tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, first wave of rain in the forecast coming in. And if this model is correct, we would have showers push through the valley Thursday overnight and a Friday morning. We'd have a pretty rainy day, especially at the coast Friday. This is Friday at 5 p.m. The main frontal boundary coming in during the evening, which could be substantial rain. Other weather models show that substantial solid rain band holds off until more like Friday overnight. So we're not clear on that yet. And then assuming it all pushes through by Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon would have a lingering scattered shower chance, but potentially not much rain around. Models really like us getting soaked anywhere from, close to a half an inch of rain north of Salem and maybe an inch of rain or close to it in parts of the Oregon coast. We'll see if we get that much. We had that one August rainy day already here in Portland. Remember, we had 43 100s came down. Could be getting that much again. We'll see. 87 in Salem today. Going to warm August afternoon. Just not the heat alert that we have been seeing lately. 81 in Battleground. Only 75 if you have a lot of cloudiness during the day, which you may up in Longview, Kelso area. Here's the 7-day. 84, 78. And then, of course, only around 70 with the clouds and the rain at times Friday into Saturday. Right now, Sunday does appear to be dry, and we've got a comfortable 80-degree start to the first part of next week. It is birthday time. All right, short list, but a good one today. Our birthday party starts with Chase. These are both milestone birthdays today. 16. Happy birthday to you today in Carlton. Also celebrating today, Matthew is 18 today. Another milestone birthday in Beaverton. Hope you have a great time with your friends and family. And that's our list today. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we will celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
Rod, let's pick it up over the east side. I'm going to step out of the way and get my camera actually working here because I meant to press the start button and I forgot. You'd think after 4 hours of being broadcasting here, I would have figured out where that button is. Let's zoom in real quick to Clackamas County 205 South, still puttering along because of this earlier crash south of Highway 212. So that's still a thick spot for our morning drive. I-5, the end of the line out of Clark County, has made its way out of Clark County. You don't hit the wall of traffic now until you get down to the Expo Center. That said, total drive time from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge is still averaging around 22 minutes. South side of town, there's I-5 through Tualatin near the 205 interchange. That northbound commute still pretty tight, and the Sunset still hits that lineup right at the Sylvan Hill. Right now, a total drive of 22 minutes gets you from Brookwood Parkway east to the Vista Ridge Tunnel.
All right, thank you, Chris. A couple of announcements here about our KGW School Supply Drive. So for starters, this week, you can make donations at the checkout stands of your local Safeway and Albertsons stores. All donations made at Safeway and Albertsons will stay in those store communities supporting neighborhood school districts. So a big thanks to Safeway this morning. We also want to say thank you to Rick's Custom Fencing. Rick's is stepping up this week, matching the first $5,000 donated to the drive. And we also want to let you know that we will be collecting school supplies in person this week. Friday afternoon, Clackamas Promenade. That's right across the street from the Clackamas Town Center. You can check us out and drop off school supplies between 11 and 2 p.m. We mentioned Rick's, we mentioned Safeway, also a shout out to On Point Community Credit Union. All three are stepping up in a big way this year to support our school supply drive.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
In our top stories this morning, police say that they arrested a woman who's accused of starting a fire that damaged a southeast Portland business. It happened just after 6:30 yesterday morning near Southeast 87th and Division, burning the side of this building that houses Lehman Bakery and Bistro. Officers arrested the alleged arsonist a few blocks away. Police in Los Angeles have arrested Alexander Rogers, the man wanted for a stabbing in Longview last week that left one woman dead and a man injured. Officers say that they found his spray-painted black BMW in LA just hours before the arrest. Rogers was released from prison 10 months ago after serving more than 2 decades behind bars. And a federal appeals court says Oregon's foster care settlement must cover all children in state custody, even those living with their parent or on trial home visits. The 2019 class action claimed that the state traumatized children by moving them between foster homes, motels, and psychiatric facilities. A 2024 settlement had excluded some children, but the appeals court ruled that they still deserve the same protections and oversight.
All right, we are celebrating that the heat warning, alert, impact, whatever you want to call it, so many names, is gone. No more heat warnings for our 2 states. 84 out there this afternoon. That's pretty typical for August sunshine. 78 tomorrow. And then the next weather item up is that rain. Showers on Friday, potentially a heavy rain band Friday evening or overnight. And then lingering scattered showers and sun breaks Saturday. After that, we stay comfortable and dry on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
All right, let's get you out the door with a look at your drive. There are 4 lovely ODOT cameras to look at. The one on the lower right-hand part of your screen is maybe the most unusual slow spot, not terribly so, but I-205 from Clackamas is still running extra thick, southbound Thuffer and Thuckatash between Clackamas and Oregon City because of an earlier crash. The crash is out of the way. The drive obviously is not. Still kind of busy. Your I-5 drive from Clark County, 22 minutes Main Street to the Fremont. And a quick check of some of the other drive times. Troutdale to downtown, 25 minutes on I-84.
I thought I saw a pussycat on that roadway there,
You
Chris.
thought right.
All right. Hey, last story of the morning. This is kind of an interesting one. A teenage pilot and social media influencer from here in the U.S. who's been stuck on a remote Antarctic island since June is finally cleared to leave the island. So here's the deal. He was flying solo to all 7 continents in an effort to raise $1 million for cancer research when he landed on this Chilean-claimed Antarctic territory without permission. You have to have permission to land on this island.
Yeah.
So prosecutors have agreed to drop the case against him. He was in a lot of trouble for making that landing, but they agreed to drop this case against him for his unauthorized landing only if he agrees to donate $30,000 to a children's cancer charity, leave the country immediately, and stay out of Chile or anything that Chile owns for 3 years. Yeah, there you go, gang.
That is an odd story.
That is an odd story, yes.
What part did you find most odd about it? The fact that the kid's a teenager, the fact that he was flying alone to all 7 continents, the fact that he landed in some Antarctic island.
And he ran out of gas.
Yeah, there's so many weird elements.
What happened?
I agree.
Yeah, you need that. Hey, before we go, we wanted to let you know that tomorrow, this is important, the emergency alert system will be tested in Multnomah County. We're telling you so you don't get scared when it happens. At 2 p.m. tomorrow, you may hear a high-pitched tone. Your phone will vibrate. Officials say that no action is required here. The alert may also extend into Clackamas County. So, reminder, you're going to get that. Don't be alarmed. Just go on as usual. And a reminder that you can watch sunrise every day here, exclusively on KGW Plus, like you're doing right now. We start at 7 o'clock. If you're just joining us, you can come back hours before this to watch. We'll see you later. Have a good day.